Okay, so why do we have these trees here? Can you say why could we be the possible reason to have these trees?
To have more shade.
Okay,
And for the nitrogen.
for the nitrogen. Okay, which trees are good for the nitrogen?
The beans.
Yeah. Can you say it a bit louder so
The
that more
acacia
people can profit from this? Like we we speak
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, acacia
Uh-huh.
and other trees with beans who have beans. Yeah.
Why the trees with beans are good?
Because the roots are helping. Because the roots are helping to reintroduce the nitrogen. And yeah.
Yeah, so they make symbiosis with the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, which is the only organism on the planet which is able to take the gas nitrogen and transform it into liquid and solid. Humans, plants, animals, we all are consuming liquid or solid nitrogen, and we free gas nitrogen. But the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, it's the only organism on the planet which transform the gas into solid nitrogen. So they are like an important ring of the chain of the nitrogen on the planet. Without the bacteria, we cannot have a nitrogen cycle. And also, of course, the factories for chemical fertilizer, they do this. And these bacteria, they make symbiosis with the leguminous trees, so all the trees which have like beans, but also with all the leguminous shrubs or all the leguminous plants, like what, for example? What other plants are leguminous than the acacia trees?
Just plants, not trees.
Yeah, we have the acacia, it makes big beans, Robinia pseudoacacia. We have Gleditschia triacanthus, even bigger beans. But what other tree or what other plants will be leguminous?
Lentils.
Lentils, super.
And we planted the sophora tree also.
Yeah, the sophora tree.
But all the beans, like, I don't know, the chickpeas.
Yeah, the chickpeas, the beans.
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas are also a legume to this
Nice.
shushuka.
Да.
Green peas, lentils, chickpeas, but also we have lucerne and clover, for example. The trefoil with the 3 leaves, the telina. All this, when you look, they have a little beans. So they fix the nitrogen, so that's why they are good. And the other, so we prune them, we want them tall. So as you can see, this one was dry this summer. We had a toxic rain and 1/3 of this tree died. So I cut it, I leave just this because it's holding the internet cables and some structures. And we use them first, we put these wires, these cables, and we use them as a structure. So these are very strong, the acacia, Robinia pseudoacacia is good for handles, for building, for many things. And so now I let it thaw, but in the same time I want to open more light, because now we have this under layer. So they are on the canopy layer, so they are upper layer, creating this nice shade. But now the summer is about to go, so we can prune, we can harvest organic matter, this is organic matter, and we can give more space, for example, for the grapes, for the kiwi, for all these plants. So we have the climbers, we have also the roses, all this Jerusalem artichoke, all these flowers. These are the lower layer, and all the ground covering plants like Glaucoma hederacea, for example. These very medicinal things we put in the smoothie. And the result is that because it's nitrogen fixing, there is lots of nitrogen in the leaf. So now when you have, this is carbon, now if we speak about the carbon, also the other thing the plants do, they take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and then transfer it into cellulose, into wood. So we have this also carbon cycle. So first we can burn the wood. By burning the wood we have of course heat, and then we free the carbon back in the atmosphere, we heat the planet. The same we do when we eat, when we breathe. When we breathe we burn the carbohydrates from the food. So the polenta, the corn, the fruits, the veggies, they're also carbohydrate. Again, we free carbon dioxide. But another thing we want to do it is to sequester the carbon. So this carbon sequestration is very important now to cool down the planet. So that's what the trees are doing. They take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and they put it into this. And then first we don't kill them, the trees. I don't cut the whole tree, but I just prune the tree on a way. You can see this one. Here I prune it more severely. Usually I would let more of this upper canopy. But the reason are the roofs. Because when you have roofs, you don't want too many branches to be above the roof, because we can see there on the corner, they were touching branches, and you see how these branches, with the wind and with the moisture, they destroyed this part of the roof. That's why we are obliged to prune the branches which are going to the roof. But we prune them on the way to stimulate more fructification and more flowers. So the Rubinia pseudoacacia will give flower for the bees. These flowers are edible for us also. And from this you will see the next spring it will be like new branches growing. So now it looks very empty, very naked, but it will regrow, and in the same time we clean around the roofs, but without cutting all the tree. And the difference is that when we have this grape, for example, it's a lower shade. The lower shade is nice, but it's not so cooling down. When it's so hot in the summer, we like the high shade. So that's why we leave the leguminous trees to make like an umbrella. And now with this new climate, we are obliged everywhere. You can count every 10-12 meters in your property to plant these tall leguminous trees, which will make like a protective umbrella, and which you can highly prune. And then these branches, now what we do, each branch which is thicker than 4 centimeters, I already cut it, and we can use it for the fire. But you need to recognize which one is raw, which one is dry. Which one is dry wood?
This is dry, this is raw.
Why?
Because this is more heavy and like I don't know, more cold. Yeah, this one is not that. It's like not heavy.
Super. It's really, you speak very principle. It's very good because we have this exactly male and female principle. So this is dry, and this is wet, and this is heavy, and this is light.
Yeah.
And so this one we use directly for the firewood, and this one they need to stay for 1 or 2 years to dry. Because if not, they will not give us much calories. It makes no sense to burn them if they are not dry.
Yeah.
So you recognize which is dry, which is wet, and you just separate the firewood. And these branches, I will show you how to make terrace. So we have the slope, and perpendicularly on the slope, we're gonna arrange these branches. And then with the little digging machine, with the backhoe, we will cover these branches with soil, and this will create a swale. So instead of like this, you will have this form of the relief like this. And when the water comes from the rain and snow, instead of the water go directly down and make problems for the villagers down, it will just sink into the ground. So our aim in permaculture is to sink the water in these high areas. So we recharge the water, the aquifer, and the springs for the people down, they have permanent water. Because what is happening when we cut all the trees and when we have too much fire energy, like the soil gets too compact, and when there is snow and rain, it just falls and directly goes down on the hill, and the people, they destroy their houses, they have excess of water, and then we have dry periods when they don't have enough water. So we, living on the top of the mountain, we are responsible of the water spring of the people, and if we pollute here, their water will be polluted. That's why from our place we want only clean water to go. Also we want to catch the water into the soil, and like this they can all summer have a nice spring water. So that's it basically. Yeah, let me show you where are all the places to put these branches. So for the branches, this I already arranged. You see how we can arrange all the branches. The thick part is one side, and the other, the fluffy part is on the other side. Like this, when we slate them, it's easy to clean with this. And we just can basically do something like this. And just put the rope on the ground. Even I can put the rope and then arrange the branches directly on the rope. So we have here, you pass the rope here, and then you can push it a little bit this way. Then you can attach it. Very basically easy attaching. And then this way when you walk, this will follow you. Like this, or even it will be easier. So it's much easier when it's going down directly. So most of the branches you can directly slide this way from there. And here we use them. It's a fence to stop the deers. And at the same time, after we can cover with the good soil, so we can make this terraces like inclined. Because you know the deer, they jump very much, but when you do this, they are not able. They are not able anymore to clean this here. So you can do one by one. Okay, you pull the rope. Thank you. Everything. And this is called a ha-ha fence. Because the enemies are outside, you are inside, you make ha-ha. And you can see the same fence, how it's gonna look in several years. So this is from from spring. See, the branches are already dry. Just a go. So you see that it's about 4 meters wide and about 3 meters high. So even the deer who likes jumping so much cannot jump here.
Wow.
It's free. Super. Let's go.